Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining our Foundational Family Services presentation. I would like to introduce to you our presenters for today. We have Jackie from Catalpa, Talia from Kerry's Place, Nicole from Your Support Services Network, Mankirat from Mackenzie Health, Kira from Children's Treatment Network, and my name is Helen from Kinark Autism Services. On our agenda for today, we're going to talk to you about the Ontario Autism Program, also known as the OAP. What is it? Is my child in the OAP? Examples of being in the OAP and confirming your child's registration. We're going to go through foundational family services and what they are. And then you'll hear from each of our providers here today on the foundational family services that they offer. We'll have Catalpa Community Support Services speaking, Mackenzie Health for Center for Behavioral Health Sciences, Kinark Autism Services, Kerry's Place Autism Services, Your Support Services Network, and the Children's Treatment Network, York Simcoe. We're going to review goals and tasks and how to prioritize, connecting with others, options to meet your needs, and accessing information. So the OAP is a program that is funded by the Ontario Ministry of Children, Community and Social Services. It gives funding and supports to families that have children and youth who have been diagnosed with autism by a qualified professional. Children will receive these supports up until their 18th birthday. The OAP is currently broken into 5 streams of service. The ministry oversees the whole program. Access OAP is the new intake organization for OAP. They also help families navigate the program and help with determining a child's level of funding. The first stream of the OAP you can access when you register is Foundational Family Services, which we will be sharing more information about today. You can see here there are 4 other streams of service which you may have access to at different times depending on your child's age, their support needs, and the program's wait times. We may be able to answer any other questions that you may have by reaching out to one of our agencies. We know many families are thinking about the OAP funding, so we will share more in this slide before talking about foundational family services. Core Clinical Services is the current type of funding offered by the OAP. If you have questions about your Core Clinical Services funding, you may contact your care coordinator through your Access OAP portal. If you are still waiting for funding or have general inquiries about the OAP, including registration, account, and transfers, please use the contact information on this slide. Families who have been in the OAP for longer and have questions about older types of funding can contact the ministry directly. I'm going to pass it over to Kerry's Place.
Okay, so Kerry's Place Services offers the foundational family services, and it's based on your child's support needs, strengths, and developmental stage. And these evidence-informed services will be offered in a variety of ways, such as through virtual, self-directed, in-person, and group support. Foundational Family Services aims to provide your family with more tools to work with your child or youth and participate in their ongoing learning and development. And these services are available to all families with a child registered in the OAP at any time throughout their journey. And the services are free and available in every region. And the presenters here today are from York Region, Simcoe, and Simcoe County as well. Families can choose to access foundational family services from any region as long as they're willing to travel or they have access to virtual services. And through foundational family services, each of our organizations offer a selection of the following types of support for families. So our presenters today will go into more detail about the services they offer. And so now we'll hear from each provider today, starting with Catalpa.
Hi, everyone. Catalpa Community Support Services is a Focus accredited social service agency that has been providing community supports to children, youth, adults, and families with special or unique needs for over 50 years. Our foundational family services is available to caregivers in Simcoe County. These supports include brief consultation, live and pre-recorded webinars, and a family peer mentor program. Brief consultation focuses on supporting families to meet their unique goals. This may include supporting families in navigating the OAP needs-based services, preparing for the determination of needs call, reconciliation of funding, exploring funding applications, potential referrals, and transition support such as transitioning to childcare, elementary school, high school, and adulthood. We also provide informative resources within your community that may include social, educational, and recreation opportunities based on your family's interests. We're excited to be able to provide caregivers with pre-recorded webinars that discuss a variety of relevant topics of interest that can be viewed at one's convenience. Webinars include topics such as respite, inclusive recreation, understanding IPRCs and IEPs, funding information, and transition webinars. To access our webinar library or receive support from our program, you may call our OAP Foundational Family Services Program directly at the number on the slide or contact us via email. Our program also continues to offer live monthly webinars such as All About Me. This webinar supports caregivers in communicating their child's strengths and needs in a booklet format that can be shared with family, service providers, and school teams. We also offer Finding Your Calm, which supports caregivers to explore various tools and strategies to incorporate calmness into your daily schedule. Seasonal recreational webinars are also available to support you with finding current inclusive programs and events happening within your community. For upcoming webinar dates, please refer to the Catalpa website at catalpa.on.ca or the Children's Treatment Network events page. The Family Peer and Mentor Program is facilitated by an individual with lived experience supporting a person with autism. This program can provide supports individually as well as in a group setting. Individual peer supports can include social and peer engagement, caregiver well-being, system navigation, collaborative communication, and self-advocacy. This program supports the caregiver with their unique journey. You can reach out to our family peer mentor through their email at oapfpm@catalpa.on.ca. Thank you, and now we'll hear from Mackenzie Health.
Hello, everyone. So the Center for Behavioral Health Sciences, CBHS, and Mackenzie Health has been delivering autism services in Ontario for more than 40 years. The highly qualified team consists of board-certified behavior analysts, program coordinators, behavior consultants, behavior technicians, instructor therapists, and senior therapists. Services offered within Foundational Family Services may be subject to change as we continue to evaluate needs of families. The services offered include a brief targeted consultation, which is intended to provide family members with up to 3 to 5 one-hour sessions, could be virtual or in person, with one of the behavior consultants. So you and the consultant will discuss a plan to work on one identified goal to help your child develop a skill, for example, safety skills, daily living skills, sleep routines, or etc. You can register for multiple rounds of BTCs. However, it is intended that you work on different goals during each round. So we also offer a behavior resource day, which is an opportunity for family members to acquire information, education, and resource on a variety of topics, and to brainstorm, consult, and problem solve with Mackenzie Health's team of professionals. It also provides an opportunity for the CBHS team to understand each caregiver's situation to help them begin to lay out a plan that best prepares them for participation in the Ontario Autism Program. Lastly, online workshops touch on a variety of topics that relate to autism spectrum disorder, designed to provide caregivers and their support teams with knowledge about ASD. This program is delivered through a series of workshops to increase your knowledge of ASD and to empower children and their caregivers to succeed. The topics presented in our workshops not only address variety of challenges that any caregiver who has a child or youth with ASD might face in their lives. So it could be sleep, mental health, but also some uncommon situations such as ways to support your child or youth in the event of engaging with the criminal justice system, ways to empower and foster healthy sexuality, and how to deal with grief, among many others. To register for Foundation of Family Services, you can call the number you see on the slide, or you can register online at Mackenzie Health's website.
Thank you. I'll be speaking for Kinark. So, Kinark has worked in partnership with children and youth with autism spectrum disorder and their families for more than 20 years. We are proud of our history of providing exceptional evidence based and individualized services to thousands of families across Southern and Central Ontario. As mentioned earlier, foundational family services are a part of the Ontario Autism Program, and they are designed to empower families and caregivers with foundational supports, information, and education on how to support the person or people with autism spectrum disorder. It's available to anyone under the age of 18, registered with the Ontario Autism Program, and are offered at no cost. The first one that we offer is the brief behavior consultation, and this is a service to help teach parents and caregivers individualized tips and tricks and provide resources to help you support your child or youth with autism. It's offered up to 2 to 3 1 hour sessions. You meet with a clinician by phone or video conference to discuss behavior based strategies to help address a specific goal. The next one that we offer are parent and caregiver education workshops. We offer a variety of educational opportunities on a wide range of topics for parents and caregivers of children and youth with autism. Some that we do offer are sexual health, power of reinforcement. There is a school series in advocating in the school system, just to name a few. We have our resource kits, and Kinark will create an individualized resource kit with materials and activities that are tailored to meet your child's needs, free of charge. Kits are available for curbside pickup or contactless delivery. Some examples of what you could have in your kit are visual schedules, token economy systems, independent activities, just to name a few. Then we have our service navigation. Under service navigation and coordination, we offer another information session called Ask a Service Navigator. These sessions support families by answering the questions that you may have when navigating the different autism services available. We also offer funding application support sessions once a month. Sessions are facilitated by our foundational service specialists who will help guide you through the step by step process of special services at home, also known as SSAH, Assistance for Children with Severe Disabilities, ACSD, and the Disability Tax Credit applications. If you require specific support to your own unique family needs, please complete the submission form to be connected to a foundational service specialist. Through transition supports, these sessions we have available are Transition to Adulthood and Ask a School Consultant. The Transition to Adulthood sessions help to educate parents and caregivers on the services and supports that are available once your child turns 18. These sessions provide participants with a variety of community supports, financial estate planning, and education, as well as additional information to assist with transition planning. They also offer important information about Developmental Services Ontario, also known as DSO, and the Ontario Disability Support Program, ODSP. Our Ask a School Consultant is where you can come and chat with a Canark school consultant and other parents about your experiences, how to effectively advocate for your child, school policies and practices, individualized education plans, IEPs, and effective collaboration, as well as other valuable tips and tools for navigating and interacting with the school system. We have our information and resource sessions. The OAP information session is a session that will inform participants about various components about the OAP program. Beyond the OAP, accessing regional resources, participants will learn about additional supports in their region and services and supports that are available to you and your family, such as funding opportunities, respite care, and information on camps. Under social time, this is a very fun and interactive way for families, parents, and kids to connect virtually. We discuss ongoing events or participate in different activities and crafts. Kinark offers 4 types of groups to meet the needs of our children, youth, and their families. We offer parent socials, family socials, kids socials, and teen socials. To register for any of our foundational family services, click on the link on the slide, click on the Program and Services tab, which will allow you to see the drop-down menu for foundational family services. If you require personal support, please feel free to connect with us at autisminfo@kinark.on.ca and just quote subject in the subject line service navigation or call us at the number on the slide. And now I'll pass it over to Kerry's place.
Thanks, Helen. Oh, so Kerry's Place Autism Services is Canada's largest service provider to families with children, adolescents, and adults with autism spectrum disorder. Through the Ontario Autism Program, we provide children and youth and their families a menu of timely, evidence-based services needed to achieve their goal at home, at school, and within their communities. And this initiative serves individuals with ASD up to age 18, delivering skill-building groups, individual consultation, parent training and coaching, and system navigation or family support. So we have a variety of services and supports available. So family and peer mentoring, caregiver workshops, brief targeted consultations, transitional supports, family resource, and clinic days. And these program offerings can be found on our website calendar. You can also ask that you have a subscription so that you can receive reminders via email. So some of our current highlighted family or foundational family service programs include we have the Caregiver Nonviolent Crisis Intervention, and this workshop is intended for families and caregivers who would like to enhance their skills in managing crisis situations and learn about de-escalation techniques. We also have First Steps, a new diagnosis of autism. So this 2-hour workshop is designed as a first step for parents and caregivers who are eager to learn about what current services are available and begin exploring options to best support their families' unique needs. We also have Flush It Out. It's teaching toileting routines to persons with autism. It's a 2.5-hour workshop which provides strategies and tools for parents and caregivers, which they can use to establish a toileting routine for the child using the principles of ABA, Applied Behavior Analysis. And this workshop provides information to tailor toileting needs and plans to a child's unique situation and discuss tips and tricks, as well as ways to troubleshoot challenges. We have the Transitional Aged Youth Roundtables, and this program is created for youth with autism, spectrum disorder from ages 14 to 18 who are experiencing a transition, and the group promotes participants to engage in roundtable discussions on a transitional related skill. So teens will get the opportunity to interact with each other, enjoy activities, and discuss ways to cope with various transitions. We also have the sibling support groups, which include sibling story time for siblings ages 5 to 8, and sibling hang for siblings ages 13 to 17. And we also have a new program under Brave Space. So as an organization, we've begun developing evidence-based resources and services for those in our community who are navigating or supporting a loved one who is discovering their identity within the spectrums of gender and sexuality. So we're collaborating with subject matter experts to help ensure that the supports we develop are evidence-based and in line with current best practices for the 2 SLGBTQ community. So the resources we're introducing in this coming months will continue with these efforts, and they'll further our aim of creating a brave space where anyone we support who is on this journey of self-discovery and their loved ones can also feel supported and find resources. So just a few within this topic, we have Supporting Rainbow Families, a family support for groups, or a family support group for adult caregivers. We have Queerly Autistic, Letting In versus Coming Out, And that's a group for teens to discuss, a variety of different topics in a safe environment with their peers. And we also have autism, gender, and sexuality, understanding the connection. So those are the services that we have within the Family Foundational. So now we'll hear from YSS and from Nicole.
Your Support Service Network, also known as YSSN, is a multi-service hub for developmental, mental health, and children's services. Our agency has evolved over the past 40 years to develop programs that help people to navigate services to live their best life. These supports are provided at no cost to the individuals and the families that access them. Depending on your child's specific needs and diagnosis, this can allow you to access supports under the YSSN umbrella straight through to adulthood. Like our partners presenting here today, YSSN also offers foundational family services, which are funded through the OAP. These services are available free of charge to children and youth registered with the OAP and living in York Region. The different types of foundational family services offered through our program include family peer mentors. Our peer mentors all have been where you are. The 3 family peer mentors can relate to you as they have raised children with autism or developmental disabilities and can offer a unique perspective from their lived experience. They provide emotional and social support through both individual and group sessions, help with referrals to additional resources, and offer wellness workshops that focus on caregiver wellness and resiliency. Family service workers are here for you. Our caring team is available to meet with you to assist with navigating the service system and the Ontario Autism Program. Family service workers offer guidance as you transition from childcare and/or early intervention services to elementary school and all the important milestones in between, including transitions from high school into adult services. One of the key features of our program is to support through a short-term service coordination, which is also referred to as brief resource support. During a pre-booked one-on-one meeting, we can answer questions that you may have about the OAP, walk you through the steps for registering for core clinical services, or help you locate eligible service providers. Other examples of support can include helping with the completion of forms, providing you with resources or information, and explaining other government or community programs that you may be eligible for, such as special services at home or the disability tax credit. The OAP Foundational Family Service Worker Program uses a team approach model, which means that we strive to avoid having a wait list. We work hard to ensure that someone from our team will be able to provide a resource day meeting to you as soon as possible. We appreciate that there is a lot to know and navigate when caring for your autistic child. The OAP service workers also offer information workshops throughout the month. These virtual webinars cover a wide range of topics, including how to address your child or family needs, including inviting guest speakers to discuss understanding special education and school board processes, building speech and language skills, exploring summer options, and more. YSSN also offers SIB Shops, which is a curriculum developed by the Sibling Support Project. SIB Shops provide the brothers and sisters of a child with special needs with peer support and information in a lively recreational setting. During these in-person events run by trained facilitators, SIBs meet with other children who may share similar life experiences. They are structured to be both supportive and fun. Lastly, YSSN has a transition coordinator who offers monthly resource days where you can book an appointment for transition support services. She also offers group information sessions, which are held in partnership with both of the York Region's Catholic and public school boards. The goal is to provide families with information and resources specifically as you navigate the move from elementary to high school, and then when transitioning from high school into the adult developmental services. Included in this slide is our DS Access telephone number and our email address. Please use either option to connect with our team. We also invite you to visit our website for more information and to view our events calendar. CTN is now going to speak to us about their diagnostic services and other supports unique to them.
Thanks, Nicole. Hi, everyone. Um, so the last agency that we wanted to introduce today, as Nicole said, is the Children's Treatment Network, sometimes simply referred to as CTN. Now, CTN is actually not an OAP foundational family service provider. We are, however, one of the diagnostic hubs in Ontario that does complete assessments for autism. And we also offer a range of other supports for children and families with an autism diagnosis, some of which are supports through the OAP. And we service both York Region and Simcoe County. So if your family has a child with an autism diagnosis living in York and Simcoe, you can access the following supports through CTN. The first is a workshop or webinar called One Step at a Time. This is a webinar that's been specifically developed for caregivers and parents whose children have a new autism diagnosis. This webinar not only helps connect families with other families with similar lived experience, but it also helps caregivers learn more about the autism community, the various supports that exist, and helps build a greater understanding of the autism diagnosis itself. So through the webinar, families will receive resources to help them navigate the next steps in their autism journey, as well as specific strategies and supports for both themselves and for their children. One of the presenters in this webinar is a CTN employee that has a lived experience raising a child with autism. So throughout the webinar, you're able to receive both professional and personal information. The CTN also completes the intake and registration for three key supports offered through the Ontario Autism Program. The first is the Caregiver Mediated Early Years Program, CMEY, Entry to School Program, which is ETS, and also Urgent Response Services, or URS. So again, if a family is interested in accessing any of these three supports and are living in York or Simcoe, CTN would complete the intake and registration. Now, each of these services has different eligibility criteria and supports families in different ways. So we, of course, encourage you to check out the CTN website or the OAP website for more information. Like many of our partner agencies today, we also offer SIB shops. So again, these are a fun way for brothers and sisters or the siblings of children with developmental disabilities to participate in workshops that combine both fun activities as well as opportunities for discussion. So there's opportunities to talk about the good and maybe more challenging parts of being a sibling to a child with autism or a developmental disability. All of our SIP shops are guided by trained facilitators. One of my favorite supports that we actually offer through CTN is our inclusive community events. So throughout the year, we host a variety of family-friendly events for children with disabilities and developmental needs, as well as their families. So these range from unique activities, such as beach days and rock climbing, skating, also to information fairs and resource fairs, and also opportunities for families to celebrate holidays in a more inclusive environment. So we have Halloween inclusive events that run across the CTN sites, as well as holiday celebrations throughout the winter. CTN, as an agency, is also committed to hosting and listing all of the OAP Foundational Family Service events on our calendar. We refer to this as the events calendar. It can be found on the CTN website. It is essentially a one-stop shop to see what educational, clinical, and supportive opportunities exist within your community. Well, on our website, we also have a whole webpage dedicated to resources for families of autistic children and youth. It can be accessed through our online resource center if you click on the Diagnosis Information tab. For more information about the supports at CTN, please visit our website. And with that, I'll pass it back to talk a little bit about prioritizing our goals.
So now that you've been introduced to all these services, it might be overwhelming to sort through all these services and determine which service to access. Here we provide some suggestions to help prioritize goals and tasks. So one could be brainstorm with your family on what would be helpful and most important to you at this time. So you can narrow down your options and determine which service would be most applicable for you. Think about what you already know and narrow down what information you still need. This way, you can identify which services can address these needs. We often see one parent tend to take everything on, and if you have a partner, we suggest dividing up the work. Divide and conquer roles and next steps. You can also break down goals into smaller steps, such as helping applying for funding to secure respite to attend workshops or sleep, etc. Be honest with yourself around the true value of the goal, and if it hits the end of goal, set realistic goals and expectations for yourself and go on your own pace. Use tools to prioritize next steps and where to go next. We'll be going over one of these tools in the next slide. So the Eisenhower matrix is a prioritizing tool that helps people determine next actions by categorizing tasks by urgency and importance. So it divides tasks into four quadrants. So one is to do first. These are important tasks that require immediate attention. Two, do later. Important tasks that don't require immediate attention. You can postpone doing these at a later time. Two, delegate. So tasks that require immediate action but do not contribute to goals. And then fourth is eliminate. Tasks that are neither important nor urgent, so you can afford to eliminate these to focus on more important tasks. Also, consider what we call the F words for child development, which can be useful to identify children and family goals by keeping in mind what are important for children's development. These include fun, fitness, friends, family, future, and function. And now, CTN will talk about connecting with others.
Great, thank you. So another thing to consider is whether the service you're looking at actually meets the needs of your child and your family. So we've introduced a variety of different foundational family service supports today, but that doesn't mean that you need to attend every workshop or access every service that we've discussed. So when you're looking at a service, there's a few things that we ask you to consider. First and foremost, is your child or your family even eligible for the service? Okay, so different services have different eligibility criteria. This could be related to age, ability, location, service goals. So we do encourage families to review provider websites just to examine more closely the services and any eligibility criteria that there might be. Next, when considering a service, you want to consider, is it accessible to your family? So we don't just mean is the physical space, accessible to your child's physical needs, but is the service itself accessible? Is it housed at a location that your family can easily access through either, traveling by car or taking public transit? Is it offered at a time that works for your schedule? Does it conflict with work? Does it conflict with nap time or dinner time? And if it's a virtual service, also considering if you have the actual technology at your disposal to connect virtually to the support. So making sure that it's accessible is incredibly important. The next point to consider is the service that you're looking at actually related to the goals that you have for your child or your family? Again, we've discussed so many services and supports that you want to make sure that you're really choosing the support that is best suited to your needs. So, for example, if your child is independently using the washroom, then signing up for a toileting workshop may not be the best use of your time. There may be other opportunities to explore. And if you do have a specific goal for your child or for your family, it's important to consider if the service provider that you're looking at actually has expertise related to that specific goal. Are they trained? Are they able to offer the support that you're looking for? So I think we really want to take a moment just to stress that, this stream of support is meant to be accessible to your family throughout your entire journey in the OAP, up until your child's 18th birthday. So as your child grows and matures and your family needs change, you can access any of these supports as you need them, when you need them. The next point is connecting with others. So one way to also help determine which support might be best for your child or your family is, as it says here, just to connect with others. So you can reach out to Access OAP for some guidance or to any of us as service providers, but also examining the team or the network of support that you already have set up for your child and family. If you have an early interventionist or a resource consultant involved, connecting them with them can be helpful. If your child is attending daycare or school, or is involved with a community member, again, seeking out the support and guidance with these professionals can be really helpful. As well as connecting with other parents and caregivers. So there's a number of ways to connect with other parents through our agencies. So many of us offer coffee chats, family mentor programs, support groups. But there's also incredible support through social media. So for all its downfall, connecting through some of the social media platforms, there's a variety of groups that are specific to parents and caregivers with children with autism that can help offer support and guidance in accessing services. So, in trying to keep up with services, it's important to keep in mind that foundational family services, like so many supports out there within the autism field, are regularly updated and changed. So, it is important to try to stay on top of the services that are being offered. So there's a number of ways that you can do this. Probably the easiest is to sign up for the newsletter emails that each of our respective agencies send out on a regular basis to families, as well as referring back to that events calendar on the CTN website. So if you search for foundational family services, again, it will have a list of all of the supports that are being offered through the communities. So we do want to recognize as we're coming to an end that, we recognize that many of the information we've presented today may be new to your family, and it's okay to take the time to really explore what's available and what might be most helpful to your child and family. As one of our colleagues always says that, raising a child, is a marathon, it's not a sprint. So it is important to take your time to find the support that is the best fit. And I think with that, we've come to the end of our presentation today. We wanted to thank everyone for signing on and viewing this workshop. If you have any questions or concerns or would like to find out more about the services we've discussed, please feel free to reach out to each of our respective agencies. And we just wanted to end by saying that we wish everyone well in your journey through the OAP, and we're here to support if needed. Thank you.